Some Republican strategists are concerned about what would happen if it's not Trump or DeSantis on the ballot. Less enthusiasm for a candidate could mean low voter turnout, and the Democrats would love to brag about Florida's 30 electoral college votes in 2024. Let's bring back I-Team Chief Investigator Mike Magnoli. Mike, the field is less crowded now.
Sure is. 4 hopefuls will be on the debate stage in Alabama tonight, while Trump will attend a fundraiser here in Florida. I met a Republican who dumped Trump, and he hopes that the rest of the party will be inclined to do that after tonight.
The focus for DeSantis and the focus for Haley is going to be each other. And you can just pretend Vivek and Christie won't be there.
Joe Budd is an influencer behind the scenes in Florida's Republican Party. He ran for Congress in 2022, the seat held by Democrat Ted Deutsch.
I'm Joe Budd, and this Bud's for you.
But Budd lost to Democrat Jared Moskowitz. However, his loss in that race isn't what interests most Republicans. What interests them is his change of heart about who can actually win the White House in 2024.
Governor DeSantis having the same agenda type items as President Trump without the chaos can pull that off.
Ironic because Budd was the founder of Club 45, referring to Trump being the 45th president of the United States. The club has grown into one of the most successful political groups in South Florida, attracting large crowds to its meetings. It's now called Club 47, in the spirit of re-electing Trump. But Joe Budd has left.
And I walked away from it last November, a year ago, just over a year ago, because I thought in my own integrity, I was moving towards DeSantis, and how could I lead the biggest Trump club in the nation when I'm really preferring DeSantis?
So for tonight's GOP primary debate, Budd says DeSantis needs to drive home his Florida accomplishments, namely how he passed the Parental Rights in Education Act.
There's one major purpose of that. It was to protect the innocence of a child. And parents and the majority of people throughout the United States are on his side on that. They're on his side against Disney.
And Joe Budd says even though Nikki Haley performed well in the last debate in Miami, the party doesn't view her as an outsider, which he says is what they want.
I wholeheartedly would not want her to be my president. I'm not an establishment person. She is, what Vivek said, what, Dick Cheney in heels, okay? Yes. That's exactly what she is.
Tonight is the 4th debate, and frankly, time is running out to gain ground. January 15th is the Iowa Republican presidential caucuses. January 23rd, the New Hampshire primary. That's our 5:30 focus. I'm Mike Magnoli, CBS 12 News.